Welcome to the White Knight Theater. The Los Angeles Jinchu now announces the launch of a new manhunt. Damn it, we've been played. Lee told him the gun was loaded. I said, if we try to forcibly intercept the car, he'll shoot himself. It was like a scene from a crime movie brought to life. O.J. Simpson engaged in a massive car chase with the police on the interstate highway. Did O.G. drive away privately because he was guilty or because he lost control? The answer lies in the suicide note left by O.J. Produced by Himalaya, the sixth episode of the Chinese-American detective Dr. Lee's crime drama, the shocking highway escape that rocked the world. On June 17th, O.J. Simpson wrote a suicide note and left without informing anyone, leaving behind a house full of lawyers and detectives with an arrest warrant, all staring at each other. When the media disclosed this, the entire police capture process was broadcast live. What you're seeing now is a live feed from a helicopter. The white Ford Mustang is heading north on Interstate 5. Behind it, several police cars are in hot pursuit. We will connect with our frontline reporter for the latest updates. The police are approaching the intersection of Interstate 405. From the current situation, it appears that Simpson has no intention of slowing down or following police instructions. More and more police cars are arriving, but they are not attempting to forcibly intercept him. Their actions seem more like an escort, allowing him to go wherever he wants. O.J. is not on the run. A nationwide arrest warrant has been issued to all airports, as CNN, ABC, Fox, NBC, CBS, and other major media outlets successively dispatched 6 helicopters to track and report on this sudden event. O.J. Simpson became a global sensation. That day, the NBA Finals Game 5, which had the highest viewership in the United States, was interrupted multiple times during the live broadcast to show the high-speed chase, making it the only NBA Finals in history to be terminated mid-broadcast. Across the United States, 95 million television viewers stopped all their activities to witness an unforgettable moment. A dozen police cars and 6 police helicopters lined up behind a white Mustang. It was only at this point that the possibility of Simpson being involved in his ex-wife Nicole's murder began to be taken seriously by most people. Come on, man, just go for it. The scuffle in this bar was a microcosm of what was happening across the United States that day. In multiple locations, physical altercations broke out between black and white people simply because they disagreed on whether O.J. Simpson was guilty. Many white people viewed O.J. Simpson's actions as a flight from justice, while many black people took the opposite stance, believing it was another conspiracy by the LAPD. They saw it as a deliberate attempt by the LAPD to corner this already crumbling man in front of a national audience, further provoke him, and use this opportunity to continue to propagate the possibility of Simpson's impulsive crime. At that moment, 40-year-old Los Angeles Assistant District Attorney Christopher Darden, as a member of the audience, was watching the live broadcast of the chase at a restaurant near his home. That day happened to be Darden's day off. As an African-American living in a predominantly black neighborhood, everyone watching the live broadcast around him was rooting for O.J. Simpson. At this moment, Darden had no idea that he would later be involved in the O.J. Simpson case and even become a key member of the prosecution team. Hey man, don't frown so much. Aren't white people always saying our only strength is running fast? Well, I say driving is just as fast. It's a pity no one ever asks us to fly planes. Come on, seriously, these damn fools, the police can't catch him. I think they're all afraid of O.J. They're afraid he might be guilty, but he can't be. Hugh is one of us. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tommy Dom, come over here. Tell him. Didn't you know O.J. when you were in high school? You went to the same school, right? So, the 2 people who might have been killed by him, no classmates, no family, no one to mourn them. O.J. never gave back to the black community. There's not a single park or school named after him around here. Other black celebrities care about the black community. They hold public events for us. They speak for us. Oh, Jota. No, he just took the money and ran, never came back. Who cares if he became white? Now that the police want to catch him, he's black again. While the American public was caught in the chaotic choice of black or white, the defense team was also in a crisis of choice. The detectives who came to arrest O.J. Simpson were still at the Kardashian house, the atmosphere growing heavier. and the detective who was once Dr. Lee Chong-Yu's student seemed hesitant to speak. Finding an opportunity when no one was paying attention, he approached Dr. Lee. "How's the situation now?" "Not good. Our people are trying to contact him, or the inn's Collins who's with him in the car, but we haven't heard anything yet." This wasn't supposed to happen, but I hope you're prepared. You might face prosecution for aiding OJ's escape." Thanks for the warning. Dr. Lee Chong-Yu passed the detective's warning on to the defense team members. The phone rang loudly, and Shapiro immediately told his assistant to prepare to contact his connections in the prosecution to clear his name. Dr. Lee interrupted Shapiro's move, trying to bring everything back on track. "We mustn't panic. My suggestion is to quickly clarify the plan and stick to our roles. I and other friends who can handle physical evidence will continue to follow up on the case of Nicole and Goldman's murder. You and Robert Kardashian will assist the police in persuading OJ to get back on the right track. OJ's escape is our failure. Avoiding and shirking responsibility won't help us or OJ's case at all. How is this our fault? He's the one who made a mistake. Clarifying the situation is necessary, especially for the uninformed public. Which side they stand on and who they choose to believe will affect the progress of the case and even the trial. OJ needs supporters, and the war has already begun. We should focus on the evidence chain right now, and I'll leave the matter of contacting the crime scene investigation to you. I and Robert will contact the media to explain the real situation. My judgment is sound. The media is my strong suit." Shapiro did not fully adopt Dr. Lee Chong-Yu's suggestion and insisted on holding a press conference to take control of the explanation for O.J. Simpson's escape. In the American judicial system, press conferences are an important, albeit invisible, component, especially in cases involving celebrities that attract significant media and public attention. All parties will actively contact the media and use conferences to release their information, seeking public support. Additionally, parties will also choose to leak information privately to influence the direction of the case's trial. To offset the impact of Simpson's escape, Shapiro decided to play a big card at the press conference, publicly releasing the letter left by Simpson. He believed that the letter was emotionally charged and reasonably explained why Simpson refused to escape. He couldn't bear being listed as a murder suspect and having his reputation tarnished, so he left his temporary residence rather than fleeing from justice. This could change the public's impression and turn the tide. What was the content of the letter? Would it really go as Shapiro hoped? Are you ready? Is the interview script sound okay? Over the past 25 years, I have collaborated multiple times with the Los Angeles Police Department and the District Attorney's Office. I have always honored my commitments to them. Therefore, there is something I must clarify. Like everyone else, I am shocked by OG's sudden departure from his residence. I want to emphasize that this is not a case of fleeing. OG did not resist arrest. Before he left, he was under the care of a psychologist, and his family and friends, including Robert Kardashian standing beside me, were with him the entire time. To let everyone know OJ's true thoughts, he will read a letter that OJ wrote by hand before he left. OG wrote this letter today. First and foremost, everyone should understand that I had nothing to do with Nicole's murder. I loved her, and I will continue to love her. If I had any issues, it was because I loved her too much. Contrary to what the news has written, most of the time we lived together, Nicole and I had a harmonious relationship. But like all long-term relationships, we had our ups and downs. Many people bring up the conflict between Nicole and me in 1989. At that time, I refused to admit it for no other reason than to protect our privacy and end the media's malicious speculation. I believe that most of the things I have done in my life are correct. So, why did I want to end my life? Because I couldn't go on living. No matter what the outcome of the trial is, people will point fingers at me. I couldn't accept this, and I couldn't let my children suffer the same treatment. Only by my death could they continue to live a normal life. If I have ever done anything meaningful to you, brought you joy, please spare my children and let them live in peace. Don't feel sorry for me. I have had an extraordinary life, unusual friends. Remember the real OG. Remember the truth. I am the lost person, not the lost person. Thank you for making my life special, and I hope I have also been of help to your lives. With peace and love. Thank you. Robert.